Hello my friends, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going into part 2 of our trip to Canada. Paul is not here with me to talk you through what the trip was like. Maybe we'll do a summary of the trip in the days or weeks to come. But be it that I did do some filming, but it was quite disjointed, I thought I could sit down and talk you through the trip. So if you haven't seen part 1 of the trip or the pre-Canada trip, you might want to go back and watch those or click the cards up here. I'll have them linked for you. So as I mentioned, we went to Canada back in October and it's been a few months that we've been back, and I thought we would sit down to talk about it. I went and did a lot of doctor's appointments when I was back at home because the NHS is great, but there is a lot of people in this country and there's only so many doctors. So you're often waiting. My friends, I waited 6 weeks for a phone appointment. I've still yet to see a doctor in this country. And so when I went back home, I saw my family doctor, and the whole concept of a family doctor in the UK is like unheard of. Like, Paul has never seen the same doctor twice. So for me, I've had a doctor since I was a little girl. And I think, you know, obviously doctors, they've got to have their wits about them. They have to have their head about them. I totally understand that. But I think because my doctor's been my doctor for so long, when I tell him something, I feel like he actually listens. And I think he can see my character and see my notes, and so other family members have gone to that clinic. So yeah, there's just a little bit more, I feel like there's just a little bit more trust. And because of that trust, I feel like when I go in there, I get leaps and bounds farther than when I go somewhere else or, you know, try and make an appointment here. So I did have to get some blood work done. I had to get some ultrasounds done, and I was gonna get them done here in the UK, but putting it to you mildly, I had a phone appointment here with the doctor in the UK in September 21st. And I was supposed to be referred to go get an ultrasound done. Say that 10 times fast. I was supposed to get an ultrasound done and they were referring me. It is now December 6th at the time of me filming this. I still haven't gone in for that appointment. The same appointment that when I went to my doctor at home, I got in for the ultrasound the same day. Yes, I had to drive to another clinic that is technically not in the city that I was in. It was about a 20-minute drive, but I got in the same day. So yes, there's free healthcare here in the UK and there's free healthcare in Canada, but due to the amount of people here, that's kind of the time difference that you're looking at. So I was so grateful to get in for those appointments. I was also able to get in for some blood work, which I did film a little bit. Hopefully you're not queasy, but I got in for some blood work because that was another thing. They weren't doing blood work here in England at the time when I needed it because they ran out of the vials, or there was a shortage on vials, and so they couldn't do them here unless it was an emergency appointment, which is quite insane. So I went for some blood work. And then I took Paul down to White Avenue after we did the blood work, and we got a Caesar. If you don't know what a Caesar is, it's clamato juice, and clamato juice is just tomato juice and clam juice. Sounds weird, but I promise it is so good. And then you can either put vodka or gin in it, and then a salted rim. Oh, so good. And then we just kind of walked around the White Ave area, and then we met up with my little brother and his mom, and we went for Boston Pizza. This trip, I feel like my last trip home to Canada, I wanted to go to like all the cool new places, whereas this trip, I was like, these aren't the most high quality of places. Like, it's just like your average like chain of food, but I missed it so much. So we went to Boston Pizza. I got to show Paul my favorite dishes from Boston Pizza and just hang out and have some quality time with my little brother and his mom. the following day, Paul and I were crashing at like 7 p.m. Like we could not stay up past 7 p.m. I've heard every day, what's the saying? It's like every day you're in a different time zone, like you get 1 hour closer, like to their time zone or something like that. I don't know, I'm not telling it right, but basically we were going to bed at 7 and we were waking up at 2 in the morning. So I was up really early, and then my friend Courtney invited us over, and so we went over to her house. I got to meet her sweet little baby Maverick, and also she made us like, she was so cute. She made us like scones and clotted cream, and we had Turkish coffee, which I'd never had before, but it was so nice. And then we had a quick catch up with her, and then that's the other thing that was different this trip. Like last time I wanted to see my friends multiple times, whereas this time it was like, I want to have like a quality one visit with you, and there was no pressure to like do it more, if that makes sense. I would have loved to see people more, but I think last time I felt a lot more pressure to see people multiple times. It's interesting how time can change the way you approach things. So after we left Courtney's, we then went on the train, and we went on the train once when I was there previously, but this time of year in Alberta is absolutely stunning. Like, autumn is beautiful as it is, but I think because there's so much like landscape and the Edmonton River Valley, it is just stunning, and it's my favorite time of year. I'm someone, I like to see color, I like to see green and fresh. And in summer in Edmonton, I find because there's a lot of forest fires, it can be quite brown and quite dingy, even if it's summer. And then obviously in winter, when things die off and the leaves fall off, it can be quite brown again. So for me personally, I find that the fall is just so beautiful, it's so vibrant, and if you take the LRT, which is the train system, and you take it across the river valley, it's just such a beautiful view. Speaking of beautiful views, we then decided to just have a quick drink at the Fairmont Hotel McDonald's. It overlooks the river valley, and as I said, it is just absolutely stunning. I probably used some photos for the cover of this video, the thumbnail of this video, sorry, and you can see how vibrant it was. Like, it was beautiful. And so my mom was running a bit late, so we ended up having like a charcuterie board and another Caesar. This Caesar actually wasn't as good, if I'm completely honest. It was like probably the most expensive drink that we ordered the entire trip, and it was actually disgusting. It did not taste nice at all. And the charcuterie board wasn't that pleasant either. And it just shows you that sometimes when you go to the fancier places, that doesn't mean that it's always gonna be the best tasting food. But that being said, it was a nice view, it was a nice visit. Once my mom and her husband got there, then we went down to a place called Horlack Park, and we went on a little walk throughout the river valley, which honestly, you're gonna see it in a couple minutes here, and it's just so beautiful. I hope it translates even 10% into the footage that you're about to see, because it's such a beautiful time of year. There was a man painting. It was like so wholesome. There was a man painting his canvas, or painting a canvas in the river valley, and my mom has to talk to everybody, and so she was talking to him forever, and yeah, he was just painting like the leaves and stuff, and it was really, really cute. Now, after we like walked through the river valley, there was a place that I had never been to that I've seen so many people go to, and it's a place called the End of the World. Or End of the World or the Edge of the World? I think it's called the End of the World in Edmonton. And it's basically a certain point, a certain lookout point where you can look over the river valley, and I had never been there, but they've actually turned it into a safer place where you can go and look out, because it used to just be like a ledge, a rock. I'll see if I can find a picture of it and like put it here, or just Google the end of the world, edge of the world, Edmonton, something like that. And it was just a cliff, but because it was unsafe, they turned it into an area that you can actually, they just made it a lot safer. So we went and we looked at it and it was beautiful. And that wraps up the next couple of days. It was nice to see my mom. It's such a hard thing to go home and feel like you want to see everybody, but there's only so much time. And, you know, I only saw my mom twice when I was at home, but most people I only saw once. And obviously other people have things to do as well. So it was a short visit, but it was a nice visit. Anyways, my friends, a bit of a longer video today, but I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of my home. I don't want to call it a hometown because it's not a town, it's a city. But yeah, have you ever been to Canada? What do you think? Is the fall, autumn season your favorite season? I would love to hear what your favorite season is in the comments, and I hope we will see you back for part 3 of the trip to Canada.